Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vanchakalpataruvyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So usually itong mantra na to, nare-recite natin itong last line, is when one is reading the text. So the whole is invocation. Everything that you do, you can chant it. And if you are reading Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, one recites this. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Powerful ng mga mantras, no? And this is not invented mantras, any manufactured by humans. These are mantras that are glorifying the Supreme. Of course, these are spiritual vibrations. First, offering to the teachers. Second, offering kay Srila Prabhupada because he is part of the parampara or disciplic succession. He is the one who also labored so hard to translate the Srimad Bhagavatam. And this Vanchakalpataru is the mantra for everyone, for you all. Because if one is trying to practice bhakti, he's just like a desire tree. Paano yung desire tree? Pag may tree, kung ano yung bunga niya forever, ganun yung bunga niya. Mangga, mangga yung bunga niya. A desire tree, kahit anong hilingin mo, bibigay niya. Hindi lang gusto mong Apple, gusto mo ng iPhone, bibigay niya rin sa'yo. Desire tree. So, ganun yung mga devotees. Ganun yung mga bhaktis, bhakti yogis. Even if you don't tell them, even pag nakasama mo sila, yung heart's desire mo na fulfill. Very powerful. And of course, Jai Shri Krishna. Ito yung mantras for the Panchatattva we'll discuss in the future. Last time, we discussed about ears. Ito yung acronym natin for the fourth chapter. Eternal education kasi this education is eternal. Hindi siya invented, hindi siya manufactured or may author na nagawa na ito. Ever since, ito na yung eternal education. So, wala siyang beginning din kaya eternal. Walang end. Pero, this is forever relevant. Even though this Bhagavad Gita happened 5,000 years ago, di ba, pag meron kang nakitang study or thesis 100 years ago, minsan di na siya relevant ngayon, di ba? Dati yung Marlboro, yung walang brand, yung cigarette, pinopromote ng doctors. Di ba? Umabot sa ganun level. Tapos biglang bandang huli, hindi na, mabilis yung changes. Di ba? Yung mga sinabi ng scientist dati, nagbabago kagad ngayon. I remember for those who don't know, I'm actually a nurse. Nung nag-aaral ako as a nurse, yung first year college ako, may book kami. Tapos I think third year, lumabas yung bagong version. Tapos nagbago na rin yung mga laman nung book na yon kasi nagbago ng study. So ever changing. But this eternal education, hindi. You will be forever the soul. Hindi siya magabago. Tapos yung body natin is temporary. Laging ganon. Accurate understanding, diniscuss din natin dito yung demigod saka yung Godhead. So we need to understand sino ba yung mga nandito, sino yung mga personalities. And yung mga classes natin in the morning, the Srimad Bhagavatam, we were discussing the demigods, the saintly persons, yung incarnation ni Krishna. Puro stories. Ang gaganda. Kanina, diniscuss namin yung partly yung Ashtanga Yoga, 8 limbs of yoga. So, nag-discuss kami ng yama niyama or rules and regulation. So, by Wednesday, siguro we'll discuss the asana and the rest hanggang samadhi. I think ngayon meron na tayong dadaanan sa Bhagavad Gita nun. And removing reactions, ano yung tatlo? Ano yung good karma? Karma. Yung bad karma, V-karma, vad karma. Pero yung akarma, this is walang karma. Bakit? This is Krishna conscious. Yung naiipon mong akarma or Krishna conscious activities, ang reaction niya, going back kay Krishna. Hindi paikot-ikot dito. So, one thing na napakaganda sa akarma, akarmic activities or Krishna consciousness, hindi siya mawawala. The karma, good karma and bad karma, nauubos siya. And next life, wala na yung mga yon, naubos na. But the akarma, Krishna conscious, it is just like a spiritual bank. So, pag may account ka, forever mo dala yon. If you're practicing bhakti for this lifetime, hindi mo na perfect, 50%. Next life mo, 51%. So, favorable yung ginagawa ni Krishna, may assurance siya. Okay, next life, bibigyan ka ng facility na yung family mo, spiritual na mga tao, that you can practice your plant-based diet, you can practice your spirituality. Hindi sila mawirdohan, hindi ka awayin. Or they will be born in an aristocratic family so they could serve better. So, mas may special arrangement for next life para matapos yung matuloy-tuloy. So, that is Krishna conscious activities in comparison sa bad and good karma. So, kailangan natin to seek the truth by knowledge of Krishna consciousness. How? By the disciplic succession. So, we have two kinds of gurus, the shiksha, or giving instructions, and the diksha, initiation and instruction. So, singular yung nag-i-initiate, plural, yung magbibigay ng instructions. Sila yung mga mentors natin, kuya natin sa practice, ganun. So, welcome sa ating Chapter 5. Mas magiging mabilis na to. Today, we'll discuss 2 chapters, 5 and 6. Karma Yoga. So, tignan nyo yung Bhagavad Gita nyo. Anong title ng Chapter 3? Yan. You can type or you can open your mic. Anong title ng Chapter 3? Ayan, someone typed. Karma Yoga. Diba? Kasi we discuss yung activities, diba yung acronym natin ng 3? RTREE. Bakit ngayon chapter 5 Karma Yoga pa rin? Karma Yoga uli. This is the combination of chapter 3 and chapter 4. In chapter 4 natin, transcendental knowledge. So, the activity, the action, plus the knowledge. Gets? Ito yung chapter 5. Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. So, paano mo i-apply with the knowledge na? So, the acronym natin is STEP. So, ano yung mga step natin in moving forward sa spiritual life? Si Arjuna, tuloy-tuloy siya nagtatanong kay Krishna. So, if binabasa niyo yung Bhagavad Gita, nakikita niyo, nangyayari lahat ng discussion na to sa gitna ng war. I mean, bago mag-start yung war, sa gitna ng battlefield. Yes. May discussion sila doon. Yan, ibang siguro mga tao doon nagkataka na. No? Alam mo mag-start na. Nangyayari dyan. But this is very, a nice setup. Diba? Walang ibang best place para matuto tayo kapag nasa gitna tayo ng very tensioned situation. The best way to extract your good character kapag may pressure, just like the flower. Di ba nakukuha yung mga essential oil kapag may pressure? So, doon lumalabas yung character ng tao pag nakita mo na pressure siya. Diba yung nag-pandemic, nakita mo yung mga nag-hoard, nakita mo yung mababait na tumutulong, lumalabas yung character ng tao kapag may ganun, pagipitan. So, ano yung mga step natin to make it, to practice this? So, we will learn. And thank you sa mga gumawa ng assignments. Ang ganda ng mga realizations nyo. Sabi ni Arjuna, "Oh Krishna, first of all, you asked me to renounce work. And then again, you recommend work with devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial?" Nagets niyo yung mood ni Arjuna rito. Hindi siya, ano ba talaga Krishna? Kasi nag-iba sila ng position eh. Si Arjuna is a student na. Now, I'm a soul surrendered to you. Please instruct me. So, in-explain niya, first, sabi mo sa akin to renounce work. Then now, I should work? Pero kailangan may devotion. So, ano yung mas beneficial? Kasi si Arjuna, di ba, ang argument niya, gusto ko niya tumakas na lang, mapunta na lang ako sa forest. Si Krishna sinasabi niya, you must fight. This is your duty. This is your swadharma. You need to fight. Then, dinifit ni Krishna yung mga arguments ni Arjuna. So, ngayon, which is better and beneficial? Renouncement or work with devotion? Tatakasan mo ba? Or gagawin mo pa rin yung activities mo pero may devotion na? Letter S natin, stay in the world. Krishna's answer, both good for liberation. Pero, sabi niya devotion, o yung karma yoga, di ba yung karma is activity. Pag may yoga, connection na kay Krishna. But yung karma yoga is better than renunciation of work or immature sannyas. So, ito yung, so, i-forward ko ulit itong slide sa inyo, so don't worry, don't need to copy everything. Incomplete renunciation, so, ito yung immature na iwanan nila lahat. They're escaping. Ito yung gusto gawin ni Arjuna. I want to escape. Complete renunciation is dovetail or yukta vairagya. Si George Harrison, di ba yung Swadharma, ginamit niya yung talent niya and skills niya in composing very spiritual, high vibration music. And even the lyrics are heartfelt. Hanggang ngayon, umaabot yung, di ba, naririnig natin siya. So, we have to dovetail. Nakita niyo yung Bhagavad Gita niyo, di ba magaganda yung mga paintings dyan? Yung mga artists, they dovetail their talents and skills. Minsan directly, minsan indirectly, yung mga tao. Just like yung may-ari ngayon ng one of the, hindi ko alam kung anong position na niya, si Alfred Ford. Sa Ford Motors, great grandson or grandson nung Ford mismo. He's a devotee. His name is Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Das, disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He's leading na itayo yung the largest temple of the world. So yeah, hindi dovetail niya. So he's raising funds. Although kaya niyang magpagawa ng sarili niya, pero he wants people to be engaged. So this is Yukta Vairagya. Anything na meron ka, pwede mo dovetail kay Krishna and serving kay Krishna. Diba? Even driving, even maging mekaniko. Even yung mga nagdi-design, nakita niyo yung mga temple, di ba ang ganda? Yung temple here in Braj Eco Village, nire-renovate, ang ganda. For sure, pag nag-open yun, i-invite ko kayo lahat. So, binabago na lang ngayon, may reconstruction. So, stay in the world. This is the perfect example. And have you seen this flower? Alam niyo kung ano to? Yung mga plantito kasi tropical. Ay, si Piwa, yung mga tropical plants. Anong flower? Ayan, lotus. Yes, of course, tumabas na siya. Yan, lotus, this is a flower. And laging ganito sa spiritual na mga scriptures or stories, di ba? Lotus-like fake, lotus petal eyes, di ba? Laging kinukompare sa lotus. Napakabango ng lotus if you have seen them. Pero don't mistake them sa water lily. Pero may mga sobrang rare yung mga color blue na lotus. But yun ang mga nasa scriptures, wala na yung mga ibang lotus na yon ngayon, this era. Pero this lotus is very special. Bakit? Aside from it being used sa mga different, di ba makikita mo yung mga deities or picture ng demigods, may mga lotus or incarnation ni Krishna. Because the lotus is very special. So, it thrive in the reservoir of water. Minsan yung water na yun, hindi ganun ka-clear, di ba? Minsan muddy yung water. Or stagnant water, di ba? Pag ang moving water yung clean. Stagnant water minsan healthy siya. Madaming living entity sa loob. Pero doon nag-thrive yung lotus. You can see there are petals and also leaves. Bakit stay in the world even though we're trying to practice spirituality? Just like the lotus. Kahit andun siya sa stagnant water, hindi contaminated yung lotus. Pure pa rin siya. Hindi siya contaminated ng water. So in application sa atin, even if we're trying to practice spirituality, tapos, Radha Charan, hindi ako tulad mo, hindi ako nakatira sa temple. So, may excuse ako hindi ko ma-practice to. No, kahit saan ka dalhin, just like a lotus, kahit anong sitwasyon sa buhay ka dalhin. Kasi, this is not a paradise. We will experience extreme dualities here. Hot and cold, summer, winter, happy, distress. May pera ka, wala, broken-hearted ka, o in love ka. Lahat experience mo yun sa mundong to. Pero a lotus, hindi siya affected. Yes, gagamitin pa rin niya yung emotion niya. He will effectively communicate. He will still work. He will still be part of the family. Pero yung consciousness niya, very steady. Or hindi siya ma-influensyahan lang ng mga ng energies. This is very true if we are very rooted and connected, especially sa parampara, sa guru. Diba? Some here are trying to be teachers, aspiring to be teachers, or doing this, yoga teacher, or teacher in profession, or at least a role model. Pag parents ka, automatic leader ka. Diba? Minsan nakaka-drain eh. Diba? Nakaka-drain magpakabait. Diba? Nakaka-drain mag-tolerate. Diba? Nakaka-drain maging bigger person palagi. So, ano yung papanghugutan mo palagi? Saan ka malaking reservoir? Kung baga naubos na yung tubig mo dun sa well, kailangan may reservoir of water ka na mas malaking pinaghuhugutan. That is the disciplic succession. So, may line ka, may connection ka from Krishna papunta sa'yo. So, you are always recharged. Of course, yung everyday practice, that will help us recharge. The sadhana, the chanting, the reading, the service. So this, staying in the world, even though nasa Manila ka, Radha Charan, wala naman ako sa Manila, ang daming ingay, di ba? Ang daming di ba? Business, sa lahat ng move mo, kailangan may money, hindi ka tulad sa nature. Kahit wala kang money, you can barter, or you can just eat whatever nasa paligid. So, hindi lahat na nasa forest din. Spiritual. Diba? Hindi porket nasa city ka, hindi ka pwede maging spiritual. You can practice. Just like the lotus, hindi ka affected sa paligid. And when one is stronger and much more steadfast in the practice, one could also wake yung mga sleeping souls sa paligid niya. A bhakti yogi doesn't only want na mag-elevate yung consciousness niya. He want others as well. Pero of course, just like swimming, nagbigay ko na example na yun dati, di ba? Pag swimming, hindi ka pwedeng sumagip ng nalulunod kapag di ka magaling lumangoy. I mean, sobrang galing lumangoy kasi iba yung swimming lang sa swimming na nag-save ka. Hindi ka pwedeng bayani, namamatay yung bayani. Pupunta ako sa mga friends ko na nagbibisyo, dati kami bisyo. Diba? After pagpunta mo doon, kasama ka na uli nila. Diba? Nahatak uli ng energy na yon. So, you have to be much more stronger. So, ayun yung lotus. Ang daming examples sa Bhagavad Gita na binigay, just like the ocean. Yung ocean, thousands of rivers, yung mga streams, napunta sa kanya. And thousands or millions of tons of water pupunta sa kanya every day. It is just like our experience every day. Our desires, happiness, and distress. Palagi may pupunta tayo na may nakuha tayong experience. Pero ano yung ocean? So, super sa shallow waters, sa mababaw na area, parang, uy, may alon, kahit may tsunami pa yon, di ba? Pero in comparison sa depth of the water, very much calm. And living peacefully yung mga living entities doon. So, kahit tsunami pa sa taas yun, di ba? Peaceful pa rin siya. So, we must practice like this. Kahit magulo na sila sa labas, mag-away sila sa politika, mag-away sila sa vaccine, mag-away sila. If you're really steady and hindi mo basta-basta makukuha pag di ka deeply rooted sa knowledge, hindi ka basta maapektuhan. Kahit mag-away pa sila na sa bahay, sa kabilang kwarto lang, or alam mo yun, awayin ka ng partner mo. It doesn't mean you will not use your emotion, Pero alam mo yun, kaya mo, parang ocean, kaya mo maging calm. Kaya mo maging choice yon. So, that is staying in the world. Just like the lotus. So, letter T, three doers. So, yung title natin ngayon is Peace of Mind Formula. If one knows this, may three doers, one's heavy baggage sa shoulder niya, mawawala. Yung tendency na gusto natin makontrol, mangyari. Because there are three doers. Soul, tayo yon. The Jiva, the Atma. We have desires. Lahat ng desires natin, kahit di mo sabihin, naririnig ni Krishna. Yung burning desire from the deep core of your heart. Totoo yun yung law of attraction. Totoo yun. Pero not just this lifetime. Di ba yung desires mo, thinking, tapos willing, tapos feeling, gagawin mo na rin siya. Lalabas na siya habang lagi mo siya inisip. Or contemplating of the object of the senses. Di ba? Yung process of all that. So, lagi mong may desire ka. Krishna will hear, of course. Then He will give sanctions sa energy niya, sa material nature. Then, bibigay ng material nature yan. Sooner or later. Especially kapag yung desire mo may activities na, may karma na kaduksong, babalik sa'yo. Pero Krishna will always give sanction. Sa pag walang sanction si Krishna, hindi mo makuha. Mag-desire ka yumaman, ba't rather siya rin? Hindi naman ako yumayaman eh. Unang-una, ano yung activity mo para mayumaman ka? Diba? Or yung previous karma mo. Or wala. Baka hindi ka binibigyan ni Krishna ng sanction. Baka pag mayaman ka na, makalimutan mo na si Krishna eh. Ma-intoxicate ka dun sa wealth. So, may sanction si Krishna. So, kaya we're doing activities but detach sa result kasi baka ayaw ni Krishna. Or ba't nangyayari sa akin to? Well, baka gusto ni Krishna, kailangan ko matuto dito. So, we must know na hindi lang tayo yung doer. Kapag naisip mo to, mas gagaan yung pakiramdam mo. O nga, no? Ba't ba pilit na pilit ko kontrolin lahat ng mga nangyayari? Gusto kong kontrolin din yung mga tao. Which is, cannot, di ba? Yung sarili natin mahirap makontrol. Yung senses nga natin mahirap kontrolin. Think pa na kontrolin yung ibang tao. So, this is the tendency. If people are, may controlling tendency. Diba? Parang red flag. Equal vision, inaral na natin to. If one, ayan, sige nga. Mara, do you have a mic? Of course. Could you read this, please?
Sure. Wait, naka-cover siya. Ayan. Okay. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater, outcast.
So yes, if one sees Krishna is within everyone's heart, lahat ng living entity, hindi lang tao. The animals are also living entities, moving. May non-moving living entities, the trees, di ba? So buhay lahat sila. You cannot deny. Ano yung evidence na buhay sila, na may soul dun sa body na yon? Kapag may consciousness. So, paano mo masabing wala na yung consciousness? Pagpatay na, wala na yung soul doon, di ba? Same pa rin yung matter, di ba? Andiyan pa rin naman lahat ng organs, lahat ng bile, lahat ng system, di ba? Pero wala na yung soul, wala na siyang consciousness. Yung animals, di ba, meron? So, how could you say na hindi sila buhay? They are in the lower body this lifetime. Pero they will elevate hanggang makakuha nila uli yung pagiging tao. Pero very rare yung maging tao. So, we must not waste our life na magiging tao. May 8,400,000 species of 400 mil. Tama, 8,400,000 species of life. Dinadaanan yun ng isang tao. Depende sa karma niya. How equal yung material nature? Di ba piniglaro yung bata ka, piniglaro mo yung mga langgam, pinatay mo sila. Pag namatay ka na, nakabang sila sa'yo, kakagatin ka nila. Tapos magiging langgam ka rin. Ganon ka-equal yung material nature. Ganon yung karma. Diba? So, ano yung mga effect na magagawa mo, knowingly or knowingly, babalik din sa'yo. Na-experience mo yun. So, yung iba nag-meditate, diba? Iba na nga naginip, lumilipad sila, gumagapang sila. Kasi we've been through different bodies. So, one must see with equal vision. But hindi mo naman, uy, parang tiger. Hindi, boy, itong tiger, hayakapin ko. Hindi kinain ganyan. So, kailangan may intelligence, ha? No? Ubusin mo na yung kayamanan mo, di ba? Hindi, mga soul din sila, pamigay mo sa lahat ng tao. Diba? So, hindi siya intelligently na, pero you have to be respectful. Diba? You don't hurt them. Ito yung assignment natin. Letter P is peace dun sa step natin. For us to be able to have that peace formula outside and inside us, one must know this. Bhoktaram yagnatapasam sarvaloka maheshvaram swirda sarvabhutanam kyatma mam santim richati. Si PY, may mic ka ba, PY? Yeah, could you read this, please?
A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, things peace from the pangs of material existence.
Thank you. Parang ikaw yun sa poster, yung maraming background na halaman sa likod. No? Yeah. So yes, this is Krishna telling Arjuna, if one is conscious palagi sa kanya, ano yung mga yon? Na beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities. Lahat in-offer kay Krishna. You offer to the demigods, yung demigods in-offer din kay Krishna yon. Indirect ka nga lang. So lahat papunta pa rin kay Krishna. Supreme Lord of all planets, Loka is planet. Sarva, Loka Maheshvaram, Supreme Lord Maheshvaram. Sa lahat ng planets and demigods, di ba, astrology, or elements first, di ba, stones, crystals, those are the elements. And you connect it sa planets and stars. Di ba, mas powerful tong crystal na to sa ganitong panahon. You charge it pag nandyan yung Chandra or yung moon. Di ba? Kasi, influensya nung mga planets. So, iba may astrologers. Diba? Mahilig sila sa birth chart. Anong oras pinanganak? May mga usapan na kaysa ka pinanganak. Tapos indirectly, tatanong pa, anong oras ka pinanganak? Alam mo ba? Titignan pala yung birth chart. No? So, the arrangement of the stars and universe. And sino yung mga nandun? Mga demigods. Like dito sa Earth, we have Bumi. Bumi is the Mother Nature. Mother Bumi. Babae siya. And ano yung personification ni Mother Bumi? A cow. Kaya nga holy cow. So gets niyo ba't holy cow? Si Mother Bumi yung Mother Earth. So ibang planets ganun din. Iba-ibang planets, iba-ibang demigods. So, you worship the ganitong planet, you worship tapos astrology. Sa mga demigods yung nandun. Eh, sino yung mga wino-worship ng demigods? Si Krishna. Like si Lord Shiva, nakita mo si Lord Shiva, may chanting beads. Si Lord Ganesh may chanting beads, di ba? Si Lord Brahma nga may book pa siya eh. Di ba? Naaral din niya eh. So, lahat si Krishna. So, kaya siya yung Godhead. Benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities. Why? Di ba? Yung mga living entities, dito sa forest matutuwa ka eh. Kasi kala mo, di ba, peace lang. Wild sa forest. Di ba, nagkakainan sila. Hindi ka nga yung insect nga, hindi sila magkaroon ng natural death. Bago siya namamatay, may ibang animals na mag-take over, kakainin sila. Nagkasakupan sila ng territory. Even the plants, nagkasakupan sila. May mga creeper na kinukuha yung nutrients ng mga... Ang sarap dito when I'm walking around kasi 10 hectare property ng temple. Tapos wala pang half in develop, pero the rest is proper forest. Mapanood mo talaga. Grabe yung nature. So, na-maintain yung mga living entities kahit wala silang SM sa grocery o SNR. Buhay sila. Diba? Sino na may arrangement noon? Si Krishna. Yeah. So, siya yung well-wisher of all living entities. Hindi lang tao. Lahat ng living entities. Kahit insect pa, si Krishna yung well-wisher. Kasi may soul lahat yon. Soul sila lahat. And si Krishna andun din sa mga bawat body, sa lahat din. As a super soul. So, isang body, dalawa. Super soul, and tayo yung soul. Si Krishna nag-expand siya as a super soul. And if one is meditating on this, one attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. If one knows this, na si Krishna yung benefactor, siya yung lahat, peaceful siya. Outside and inside. Or sige, outside na lang. If alam mo lahat ng meron dito sa mundong to, si Krishna may ari. Walang sakop ng bansa. Gets nyo? One time si Srila Prabhupada, when he was traveling, nakasakay siya, kasama sila Alfred Ford. Tapos dumaan sila sa headquarters ng United Nations. Tapos ang daming flag, di ba, pag United Nations. Pagdaan nila doon, si Prabhupada tatanong, what's that? Tapos yung mga disciple niya, Prabhupada, that's the headquarters of United Nations. Sabi ni Prabhupada, how come this is the United Nations? Ba't ang daming flag? Kasi kung United Nations, dapat isang flag lang. Kasi united nga, di ba? So parang nangyari, truce lang sila. Kailangan nila mag-usap-usap para hindi sila magsakupan. Pag di sila nagkasundo, mag-aaway-aaway yung bansa. Kasi they're thinking kami may-ari. Diba? O, lumagpas kayo sa boundary, sa sa territory namin, diba? Papadala namin kayo ng missiles. If you come to think of it, napakababaw. Ano yung karma nila next life? Doon sila papanganak dun sa mga inaaway nilang mga race. Sila yung makaka-experience nun. If one is thinking si Krishna at may-ari, bakit mo papag-awayan yung mga yon? And of course, you have to still, di ba? Sabi ni Radha Charan, si Krishna lahat may-ari, hindi na ako magalak ng pinto. You still have to take care. Pero yung thinking mo, you are the caretaker. Just like yung mga naka-receive ng book, di ba? Minsan sinasabi ko, now you're the caretaker of that book. You must take care of it. Di ba? Yung mga Bhagavad Gita nyo, you don't put it in the floor. You don't touch it sa feet. Di ba? If you have unclean hands, you don't touch it. You don't put it in the dirty places or you don't put it inside the bathroom. Pati yung chanting beads. Kasi that is very, it's sacred. It's spiritual. Diba, yung iba nagkapatato hindi sila pwede maglagay ng tattoos ng mga demigods or mga sacred symbols, lower extremities. O magkapa-cover up na yung ibang meron. So yeah, that's the etiquette. So yes, this if one knows this, even yung sarili natin, minsan may mawawala tayong relationship, may mawawala tayong mga bagay, or may experience tayo hindi maganda, or may experience tayong bigyan na wala. Yung gusto natin, hindi natin makuha, so frustrated tayo. Or yung mga meron tayo, kinuha sa atin. Then we are lamenting. If one is thinking, okay, this is temporary, si Krishna lahat may-ari na to, an arrangement niya lahat niya. So you'll have peace of mind. So that is step. Stay in the world, be like a lotus. That is the biggest lesson. Kahit nasan ka, be like a lotus. Pero how to be strong? We have to be in that sadhana, that routine, spiritual routine. And connected with association sa mga spiritual person, saintly person. Or the mentor, spiritual mentor. The three doers, sino-sino yon? The soul, Krishna, and the material nature. We will talk about in the future kung sino yung material nature and energy ni Krishna yon. Pero we will learn much more sino to material nature na to. Kumbaga siya yung wala, dinedelegate ni Krishna yung task sa kanya. And equal vision, hindi lang yung humans yung may soul, yung soul. Even other living entities, moving and non-moving living entities. Even the trees, diba? Even sa likod ni PY na mga halaman, may soul sila. So if you want them to benefit, when you chant, let them hear it. Kahit wala silang tenga, they get the vibration because vibration is very spiritual. The spiritual vibration, the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Or you play kirtan. So hindi lang ikaw yung nakakarinig. Lahat ng insect, lahat ng bacteria, lahat ng may soul, nakakarinig nun and they get the benefit. So equal vision. But you don't have to be foolish, di ba? Lahat ng yayakap mo, di ba? Pandemic ngayon, hindi ka makakapag-free hug basta-basta. Pero yeah, we have to use the intelligence. And peace, di ba? Si Krishna lahat na may-ari. We're the caretaker. So inhale deeply. And hold it for a while. Then exhale. We will enter chapter 6. This is Dhyana Yoga. Dhyana Yoga, you could hear it sa 8 limbs of yoga. Dhyana is the deep meditation. Yung title natin is easy. Bakit? Ito yung gustong gawin ni Arjuna. And sabi ni Krishna, hindi easy yung gusto mo gawin na. Gusto mo na sa forest, kala mo upo ka lang doon. Pag nagka-chant nga tayo, ang daming pumapasok sa mind, ang daming makate, ang daming nangangalay ka bigla. Manig yung paa mo, switch ka ng switch, or hindi ka makaupo ng matagal. What more pa yung gagawin talaga yung real practice of Ashtanga. So that's easy. That's the title. Letter E, enemy or friend. Bandur atmat manastasya, yenat may vatmanam jitaha. Anat manas tu satrutve, varte tatmahaiva, satruvat. Si Maui, could you read this, Maui, please?
For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy.
Thank you. So, pindiscuss na rin ito natin dati. And this is very helpful. Mental problems natin, challenges natin, it is because of the mind. Yes, we have experiences. We get that willingly or knowingly, unknowingly, directly ginawa natin or ginawa sa atin. Those are experiences. We are not discrediting it. Pero the mind pa rin yung magbibigay sa ating suffering. There are 3 kinds of suffering na kwento ko na to before. The misery is coming from nature. Bagyo, lindol. Diba? It's a misery. Coming from living entities, the other living entities, tao ba to? Magbibigay sa'yo ng mga words or physical or other animals. Diba? Or even mosquito, diba? Pag nagka-dengue ka. Or even a virus. And the third one is miseries coming from inside us, our own self. So the mind could be the best friend or enemy. Sabi ni Krishna, pupunta ka sa forest, hindi mo ba alam kung gaano kahirap kontrolin yung mind? It could be your enemy or your friend. If you don't control it, it could be your worst enemy. Yes, tama yung sabi ni Mariel. The mind is a good servant but a dangerous master. So we need to be Goswami. Diba yung discuss natin sa mga senses and all. We must control the mind. Hindi yung mind yung nagdi-dictate sa atin. If one is controlling the mind, one is controlling the senses. Just like the driver, diba, dun sa chariot. Sino may hawak? Sino nagko-control ng horses? Yung rope. Sino nagko-control ng rope? Yung intelligence or yung driver. Pag walang driver, baka wala yung mind. So we must learn how to control the mind. The process of yoga, the yoga asana, is to help to control the mind and senses. So this is the mind. So ano yung ginagawa ng isang Krishna conscious person or bhakti yogi? He always engages the mind in activities where it could be spiritual. Oh yes, andun yung work, of course. Pero alam mo yun, you don't let a gap. Di ba yung mental problems, minsan one trigger lang, one song lang, katumbas niyan, ma-anchor mo na yung mga previous memory mo. That small gap pwedeng pumasok or virus, sandali ka lang di mag-mask. So, ganun yung suffering na pwedeng puntahan ng mind pag naging worst enemy siya. So, we must guard ourselves kung ano yung pinapasok mo sa consciousness mo. Kung teleserye ka buong umaga, tanghali, gabi, diba? Yung buhay mo, for sure, gano'n ka magsalita. Pansin mo yung mga bahay may sa teleserye, pag nag-away-away sila gano'n din. Ang drama, diba? Diba? Yung diary na hinarap ni Mara Clara. Alam mo yun, parang umabot ng 7 years bago makita yung diary. Tapos puro drama lang. Diba? We are being fed ng ganitong consciousness. May love story, di ba? From rom-com to horror. Very quick. So, letter E natin is the enemy or friend. So, hindi mo madali kontrolin yung mind. So, we must control it by the practice of Krishna consciousness. So, laging i-feed mo yung mind mo ng Krishna consciousness. Kesa yung may gap ka, tapos check lang na phone. Di ba sino may habit na gano'n? Pag may gap na time, phone ka agad. Di ba? Ano yung pwede mong gawin? Grab a book or chanting beads. Diba? Kasi it's a waste of time. Di ba? Para currently informed ka, don't really need to. Diba? Alamin yung buhay ng ibang tao lang. Yeah, you must. Diba? You can even have social medias. But you must be in control of your social media. Hindi tayo kinokontrol ng cellphone natin. Ashtanga Yoga. So this is the practice. Hindi lang siya yung flow. This is the whole practice. The 8 limbs of yoga. If you want to learn much more, we will discuss it further sa Wednesday, 7 o'clock in the morning. Meditation is advanced stage of Ashtanga Yoga. So, Diana, ayun, di ba? We practice the asanas, the yama niyama, the rules and regulation, the pranayama, the breathing exercises. So, one could meditate better. Ano yung condition neto? Bakit sasabi ni Krishna hindi madali? Kasi you must be in seclusion. Diba? So, walang disturbance. Practicing celibacy, not engage in sexual activities, strict regulations of eating and sleeping. Yogi doesn't eat or sleep too little, nor eat or sleep too little nor too much. Kailangan controlled ka sa kinakain mo. Ayun yung tulog mo rin. Sit. Yogi would sit in a perfect erect position. Di ba? Nakita ko si Bea gumagalaw-galaw na rin. Ang hirap, di ba? Pag naka-steady ka lang. So this should be the meditation. Hindi lang few hours. Hindi lang days. Years mo dapat gawin to. Nakita niyo sa picture, di ba? Tinubuan na siya ng ugat. Ganun level ni meditation. Undisturbed. May deer skin ka, so hindi siya pang vegan. May deer skin, tapos may kusa grass, may cotton. Slightly elevated, tapos you're meditating. You're offering your breathing to your inhale to your exhale. Yan. Focusing his consciousness on the supreme within, supreme soul within, the super soul. Ignoring mental and bodily distraction. So, hindi ka pwedeng gumalis. Hindi ka pwedeng entertainin yung mind mo. Unwavering. Meditate for many years. And complete stillness. Silence and focus. So, hindi siya madali, especially for this age. This age, yung attention span natin napakaiksi. Diba? Yung chanting nga natin ng 10 minutes, nahihirapan na tayo. Ito pa. So, ito yung sinasabi ni Krishna. Even 5,000 years ago, sabi niya, napakahirap niyan. You're not trained. Diba? And ito yung mga iba-ibang mangyayari. Paano pag di mo natapos yung life na to, hindi mo na perfect, namatay ka? So, different practices have different results. Ng mga transcendentalists. So, yung mga impersonalists, mga voidists, Gyani, or sila rin yung mga wants to be on nirvana, to come to the light, nothingness. Meditation nila, nothingness. So, ang result nila, zero. Matapos nila, wala, zero. Ayun yung meditation nila eh. So, pag namatay sila, next life, wala na yun. Kung di mo na perfect ngayon, next life, wala. Zero yun. What happens when they die? When they are not yet a perfect yogi and they die. Yan. Wala kang baon next life. Kasi may traces siguro. Ganun. You're inclined to it. And the meditator, back to zero din. If yung mga yoga asana, sige, mag-yoga asana ka ngayon. Next life pa, karoon ka pa rin ka-flexible. You wouldn't know. Baby ka uli, di ba? Baby animal or baby human ka uli. Mag-aaral ko ulit magsalita. Ang cute ng mga bata, no? Pero isipin mo ng bata, kahirap na hirap ka. Hindi mo ma-express yung sarili mo. Di ba? Iyak ka lang, di ba? Hindi mo alam kung anong sasabi. Yung magulang, di pa alam kung anong iyak yun. Iyak ba na masakit siya? Iyak ba na gutom? Di ba? Tapos tayo, ang cute-cute naman. Pero hirap na hirap sila. Tapos masakit yung katawan, di ba, pag lumalaki? Ang dami masakit sa buto, masakit sa ngipin. Diba? So, we don't want to always be born. Ayun yung goal natin. Or if ever, yung mga yogi, they perform certain activities, malapit na sila dun sa bhakti. So, in the next life, it will be much more favorable. A rich family or spiritual family. Para makapag-practice sila next ng yoga, bhakti yoga. But those who are in the practice of bhakti yoga, they will be born in a rich family or spiritual family. So, para ma-continue nila. Diba sabi ko kanina, yung karma, yung akarmic Krishna consciousness, yung naipon mo this life, next life, itutuloy mo siya. Hindi siya nawawala. Kumbaga, spiritual bank account. That's the analogy. So, sabi ni Krishna, ito yung gusto mo gawin. Diba? Meditator. Pag di mo natapos o namatay ka, back to zero ka, Arjuna. So better, be a bhakti yogi. Perform your duty, pero with devotion. So, sino daw yung pinakamagaling sa yogi sa lahat? Di ba, in-explain ni Krishna kay Arjuna. Ito yung mga process ng yoga. Ito yung mga process ng buhay mo na pwede mong gawin. In-offer niya lahat kay Arjuna. Kung nababasa niyo yung Bhagavad Gita, sinabi niya lahat doon. Then, sinabi niya sino yung best sa mga yogi. Yoginam api sarvesham matkatenantar atmana sradavan bhajate yumam same yuktatamo mataha. You have a mic, Bea. Ay, may mic si Bea. Please, Bea.
Hello. And of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion.
Thank you. So that is words of Krishna. Sa mga nagka-practice ng yoga, of course, sino yung may faith, sino yung may connection, hindi magkakaroon ng connection sa faith yung naniniwala sa light, sa nothingness. Kasi wala siyang relationship eh. Yes, mawawala rin yung mga burden. Diba? But it will be temporary kasi he will be born again. Ang hirap kaya nun, mapunta after mamatay ka tapos nasa light ka lang. Sino dito yung na-quarantine na? Ako naka-quarantine ako for 2 years kasi lumalabas ako palagi. Tapos, sa pagpunta ko sa temple, hindi ako nakipaghalubilo sa mga monks for almost 2 years. I cook for myself, di ba? Ngayon lang uli ako um, kasama nila. So, quarantine, di ba minsan nakakainip? Swerte tayo kasi yung quarantine times may internet na. Kung nangyari yung quarantine na to noong 90s, tapos nag-brown out pa, tapos walang internet. Tetris lang yung game mo sa game. Todo board yung mga tao, di ba? So, wala pang cable TV. So, yeah, mag-quarantine ka, di ba? Wala kang magawa. Paano pag ka lang sa light? Imagine nyo yun, di ba? Love and light. Ay, paano pag ka lang sa light? Wala kang ginagawa doon, may inip ka. Dito nga, di mo magawang ganun eh. Di ba make sense? But of course, this light is Krishna's aura, effulgence. Hindi lang sila makatagos kasi wala nga nung relationship. Di ba? Wala eh. Ganun sila eh. Ganun yung meditation nila eh. Mga impersonalists sila yon. So, sabi ni Krishna, of all the yogis, sino yung with great faith, always abides in me. So, ano yung nakatake shelter sila kay Krishna with their relationship and always thinks of me within himself. So, nag-meditate palagi kay Krishna. So, lagi niya iniisip. Di ba, parang taong in love lang, di ba? Lagi mo iniisip ang taong yun. Renders transcendental loving service to me because the actions of love is service. Hindi ka pwede ma-I love you lang, di ba? Iba, pinag-iigib pa sa pinag-isibak ng kahoy. Mapatunayan ko lang, ikaw lang di ba? Ba't may ligaw? Di ba yung ligaw naman di puro I love you lang? Di ba? May action. So, same thing. Pero ito, nakadirect to Supreme. Loving service. Hindi nagka-perform ka ng activities or yoga out of routine lang. Or chanting out of routine lang. Kailangan with devotion. So, sino to mga to? Sila yung mga Bhakti Yogis. And he's most intimately united with me in yoga. But intimately, very close. Kaya may 5 relationship na tandaan yung first assignment. Yung mga impersonalists, di nila makukuha yung 5 relationship na yun. Ayaw nga nila. Nothingness nga yung gusto nila, di ba? Pero yung 5 relationship na yun, pwede mo maging friend si Krishna, or magulang mo siya, or anak mo siya. Di ba? Or siya yung master mo, o when reverence ka sa kanya. Or even lover. Intimate lover. So, ganun yung relationship kay Krishna. And ganun yung gusto niya. Mas gusto ni Krishna yun. Highest of all. Ito daw yung highest yogi sa lahat. So, kaya yung sa top ng yoga ladder is Bhakti Yoga. And the rest, papunta pa rin naman doon. It will take time lang yung iba. Many lifetimes nga sila dun sa iba eh. Sa ibang step. Pero we want yung express elevator. Or, baka previous lives. Napuntahan na natin yung mga stages na yun. Kaya sawa na tayo. Ayaw na natin. Baka tayo very curious. Bakit yung bata tayo, hindi tayo interested sa mga to? Diba? Hindi tayo attracted sa mga iba-ibang bagay. Kasi, na-experience na natin eh. Diba? Hindi lang natin ma-explain ngayon kasi, alam mo yun, ibang lifetime na. Bakit we're seeking for much more answers. Tapos pag, I don't know if na-experience ito, di ba yung mga ganitong thinking? Kwento mo sa mga normal friends na, alam mo yung mga basic na mga tao na they're just worshiping money. Ang baliw mo tignan, di ba? Ang weirdo mo. I don't know, na-experience yun, hindi mo sila makausap tungkol even sa yoga or meditation, lalo pa sa spiritual activities. Ang weird mo talaga. Ganun yung feeling. Well, because hindi naman sila masama or whatsoever. Iba lang talaga. Or iba na rin yung pinagdaanan mo. Well, even advance sila sa age, this lifetime, iba lang din yung pinagdaanan mo this life sa previous life. That's why may ganun kang hankering to learn. So that is easy. Yung gusto gawin ni Arjuna, that's very hard. Sabi ni Krishna, what you must do, you practice bhakti. So ano yung paggawa ng bhakti? You must do your duty. You must still fight. But with devotion, with love. Offering the purpose of it to Krishna. So ano yung magiging consciousness mo habang ginagawa mo yun? So everyone is just like Arjuna. Lahat tayo may mga activities sa buhay. Maging magulang, maging ate, maging kuya, maging breadwinner or student, di ba? Maging boyfriend, maging girlfriend, di ba? No, do it better, much more better than before. Ay, hindi nakatamaan si Krishna ng love ko. Di ba? Makipag-break sa girlfriend, no? Huwag niyo ako sisiyan na mag-away dito, awanan niyo yung partners niyo. No, di ba? Mas alagaan mo siya, di ba? Baka may chance next time. Hindi mo ipipilit, pero may next time, baka mas maging open siya spiritually. Mas maging magkasundo kayo. That duties. Ashtanga Yoga, ito nga yun. Yung enemy or friend, Ashtanga Yoga, success or failure. Ito yung sabi ni Krishna kay Arjuna. Ito yung mga circumstances kapag ito yung ginawa mo, nag-escape ka lang. So, be the Bhakti Yogi. So, it's exactly 8. Before tayo mag-questions and answers, assignment muna sa picture. You can open your cameras na. Complete your previous assignments. So, panahon na para umabol yung mga hindi pa nakagawa. Ba't di kayo nagkokopyahan, no? Pwede kayo magkopyahan. Tignan niyo realizations na iba para alam niyo rin. Pero you have to compose your own realizations. You have to connect. Yung for batch 1 may mga Bibo. Talaga sinasend niyo yung assignment sa group chat. Oh, yung gusto ng assignment ha. I was just like that also nung nasa India ako. I stayed there for a year. Then I was studying. May group chat kami. Hindi naman kami nag-competitions about isa eh. Lahat ng assignment ko lalagay ko doon. May open book, closed book, tapos marami kami memorization numbers. Of course, these classes are for monks. So, iba yung hirap. We're memorizing verses. Tapos, mga essay, ganun. Tapos, sinisend ko palagi doon. So, may discussion palagi. So, I'm learning, di ba? Tapos hindi sila maghahanap sa pages, di ba? Ang importante natututo. So, yan. And review notes from the slideshow from intro to chapter 6. This is the first 1/3 of the Bhagavad Gita. Ang pinaka-importante yun sa gitna. Just like a sandwich. Just like yung buong Mahabharat, ang pinaka-importante yun nangyari sa gitna, yung Bhagavad Gita. The buong Bhagavad Gita, the middle 6 chapters are very important. So, don't miss yung mga sessions natin. So, please open your cameras. Picture muna tayo, everyone, before we proceed sa ating pseudo podcast na question and answer. Yan. Uy, nakita ko yung nag-open ng camera yung iba. Nice to see you. We have So, if nakita nyo ako, kasi hindi ko kayo makita. Yan, zoom. So, you can do your pranams. Count of 3. 1, 2, Hare Krishna. One more. Ayan, lumabas si JP. 1, 2, 3. Sakit lang si Marine lumaba. Yan. 1, 2, 3. My dear ones, thank you very much. I am humbled and honored with your presence. Thank you for walking the earth. The best way to apply this is not just by speaking and teaching it to others. Not all could really grasp this idea. You are rare souls, bakit tayo nag-aaral ng ganito? But we must also share this. Not immaturely. Maybe you could share a book sa kanila. But the best way to share this knowledge is through our actions. Which is mas mahirap, di ba? Mas madali sabihin eh. Pero we have to apply it to ourselves. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna Mara, Krisha, PY, Carly, Maui, Keiko, Stan, Bea, Sherab, Meryl, Blar, JP, Aliana, Marie, Sidan, Jake, Milka, and Shara. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. If you want to stay for questions and answers, please do so. I'll be staying for a few minutes. And if you need to go to do your duties, please do so. Carry on. Ina-upload naman namin if you want to catch up sa mga questions and answers. Na-upload naman yun sa YouTube. So, pakainin nyo na yung mga anak nyo dyan, yung mga alaga nyo. Huwag nyo silang gutumin para hindi sila magalit. Kasama pa ako sa karma na yun. May collective karma. May parang karma accomplished ng karma. So, kapag kasama ka doon, kasama ka rin sa karma. Yes, please, Krisha. Gusto ko inaantay ko palagi yung mga questions mo.
Hi. Hi, Radha Charan. Thank you again for the session today. Okay, so I have a question. With regards to fulfilling anything in service of Krishna, I was wondering, because for so long, wala akong ginagawa for others. More on myself, like healing for myself. And does that count, like service to myself? Does that count, or is that like, because I felt like I couldn't help anyone because I wasn't ready. Yeah.
Well, a very good question and very selfless question nga. Even iniisip mo na you want to work on yourself first. Totoo yun. Si Arjuna, di ba? He have to work on himself as well. Nag-approach nga siya ng teacher eh. Di ba? And the sadhana that we are doing is already service. The chanting, the reading, this is study, swadhyaya, the study of the scriptures, are a great service. And even tumagal ka lang na monk, kahit nasa temple ka or nagka-practice ng bhakti, many decades, gagawin mo pa rin to. I've been doing this, aspiring to become a servant, a devotee for almost 20 years na yata. I've met the monks when I was 13 or 14. I started reading the Bhagavad Gita, chanting. Still, ganito pa rin. Nakasama niyo pa rin yung mga sumasama sa chanting sa umaga, diba? Kasama pa rin mag-chant. So, same thing. So, parang ano yan eh, alam mo yung sharpening the saw na analogy. So, may dalawang lumberjack, tapos ang trabaho nila pumutol ng puno. Legally So, dalawa sila. So, may saw sila. So, putol nila, sabay sila, di ba? Tapos, yung next, yung lumberjack number 1, humihinto siya. Yung number 2, dire-diretso lang. So, nauna na niya, 2, 3, 4 na yung lamang sa kanya. Pero yung humihinto na lumberjack number 1, ang ginagawa pala niya, nag-sharpen siya ng saw. So, tuloy-tuloy siya. Pag dating ng pang-10 puno, ayaw na yung pangalawa, wala na. Kasi, dull na yung saw niya. The rest, yung the first one, nag-sharpen siya, tuloy-tuloy siya, 15 na, 16 na. Diba? Saves energy pa. So, this pandemic, these classes, is just like us sharpening the saw. Yes, we want to serve others as well. We want to awaken others as well. Pero we must be also ready. Remember, you must be a great swimmer para makasagip ka ng nalulunod. Diba? It is not just, devotional service is not just philanthropic activities. You give them things and okay na sila. Diba? Papag-usapan din natin yan just like giving alms. Eh, para pag ginamit yung alms na yun sa drugs, kasama ka sa karma nila. Accomplish ka. Kasi sinuplayan mo sila eh. Diba? May pang-get na sila. May pang-score na sila. So, alam natin kung ano yung bibigay nating charity. So, tinuro din ni Krishna yon. Diba? So, ang galing, di ba? Ang vast ng knowledge. So, we must know how to serve. So, ito yung importante. The proper spiritual way how to serve others. Pero, para magawa yon, we have to sharpen our saw. So, we have to sharpen the knowledge. We have to know ano yung activities natin. We have to plan. We have to practice then. Diba? Kasi minsan, pakawala ng energy, share ka lang ng share. Hanggang maubusan ka ng resources or maubusan ka na ng energy. Tapos ayaw mo na, sawa ka na. Hindi, nagawa ko na yung dati. Di ba yung mga ganang tao? Nagawa ko na yung dati eh. Pero we have to do it. The spiritual life is not a sprint. It's a marathon. Gagawin mo siya dire-diretso. And pa-deep siya ng pa-deep. But hindi siya nawawala yung mga, like us, hindi nawawala yung hindi nawawala yung happiness and distress problems. Kahit monks kami natating. Iba mo lang harapin. Just like yung sabi nga natin, stay in the world, saka ocean. Iba mo lang harapin. Pero yun nga it's just like investing on yourself first. So you're doing a great job by chanting palagi, studying this. That's already devotional service or bhakti yoga. So you must commit dun sa everyday na practice. That's how you will help others effectively. Na-answer ko ba yung question mo, Krisha? Hopefully relevant naman siya. Thanks! Maganda. Ang ganda ng question palagi ni Krisha. Anyone else? You can raise your hand to unmute or you can type. Hindi, salita na lang kayo. Matagal mag-type eh. Yung iba masarap lang makinig, ano? May iba talagang gano'n. May taga-tanong, tapos may taga-follow up, tapos may nakikinig lang talaga. Oh, ako ganun din ako eh. I usually, like, when my guru is giving class, sometimes ako yung mauuna para matrigger iba, pero gusto ko lang talaga makinig. Yan. Last time pala, every Sunday may reading siya. Si Girdhari Swami, Guru Maharaj, my spiritual teacher. I want, of course, especially those who are having the relationship with me as a mentor. My role also is to introduce you to my teacher. Then he will introduce you to his teacher. Yung teacher niya si Srila Prabhupada. That's the disciplic session. And of course, ang bida doon si Krishna. Diba? Pero we serve the yung mga direct mentors natin. We have a relationship. But the topic is, of course, is kay Krishna. So yeah, Sunday, he is having some reading. Ngayon, meron siyang class kakatapos lang ulit. Pero that's a deeper session. But I'll bring you to those classes after our batch if you still want to learn much more. And very, lang yun, very much, siguro once in a lifetime to meet a saintly person. Diba? You don't get a chance palagi. You go around, diba? Labas ka lang, diba? To find another person who is chanting, sobrang rare na. Tapos ganun mag-isip. Sobrang rare na. Lalo na kapag finding a person na sobrang, very connected kay Krishna. If one is really connected kay Krishna, may-feel mo si Krishna palagi. So yeah, I'm scheduling din yung mga, we call it darshan or, well, of course, we're doing Zoom calls to meet with him. Syempre, some are really aspiring to meet saintly persons, like ask questions, learn from them, add advices, spiritual advices. So yon, minsan may mga schedule, madalas may schedule kami, mga Zoom calls. Pre-pandemic, syempre, in person. But yeah, why not? Diba? You cannot stop spirituality with dahil sa pandemic lang. Remember si Krishna rin may hawak ng mga yan. One click pwede niya tanggalin. One click pwede niya ibalik. Diba? One click pwede siya magkaroon ng Battle of Kurukshetra War. One click. Arrangement niya lahat. And, diba? Collective karma. Mayroon talagang taong kailangan maka-receive nun. No, don't think na special tayo. We have a lot of karma. Bakit? Nandito pa tayo sa earth eh. Kung malinis na, purified ka na, wala ka na dito. We have karma still. So, that's the thing that we're cleansing. The best cleansing is chanting. So yeah, I would of course want you to meet him. Let me know then if you wanted to. Some others are in line. Nasa list na sila. Yung iba, like yung previous batch, personal, lagi sila nag-uusap. Iba nga nag-uusap sila, ako yung mentor, tapos pa sila magkausap. And one is also one who's, very serious, receive an initiation. So, may name siya, si Radhika Mohan Prabhu, nakikita niyo yan. So, yeah, others, of course, ito nga yung usapan eh. If you have your own practice, yes, continue that. Diba? If this could help you become a better whatever you're practicing, do it. If you want to also learn much more, kasi wala ka naman practice, you can still do it. Move forward. Kesa naman malunod lang tayo dun sa mga material life, which is paulit-ulit lang naman. Pag sumikat ka na or mayaman ka na, you'll still want more. Hindi matatapos yun. Tapos matanda ka na ma-realize mo, anong ginawa ka sa buhay ko? Or, alam mo yung mga wake-up call kapag nagkasakit or yung di ba, pag nagka-COVID. Oo. Since then, lagi ako yung lagi ako yung kausap ko sila. Diba? Tapos, kukwento sila ng mga realizations nila, experience nila, o naiinip lang sila sa quarantine. Pero after some time, di ba, pag andyan na yung death nakalapit sa'yo, pag ang bait mo, di ba, ang sober mo mag-isip, pero pag tumatagal na, wala na uli. Di ba? Party ka na uli. Hindi masama pumarty, pero yung party na, alam mo yun, not healthy. Tapos iba na uli yung activities, balik na uli sa unhealthy lifestyle. Nagka-fade away. Ganun din yung mga wake-up calls natin, nagka-fade away pag di natin inalagaan. So, pwede tayo mahatak uli ng energy, ng material energy. Or we call it Maya, illusion. Pwede tayo mahatak uli nun. Ang ganda ng word Maya, no? Si Maya, nandito. Oh, malas na. Yan. But that's a different spelling, M-A-Y-A. So, energy ni Krishna yon. Don't get mad kay Maya kasi yun yung role niya. Ayun yung ginawa ni Krishna. So, ayun yung kailangan niyang gawin. Service niya yun. To give the illusion. Kasi we want it. Dinesire natin yun. So, we have to just change the desire. So, ayun yung consciousness. We have to change the consciousness. How? By very basic. By chanting every day. Meditating on Krishna every day and studying this every day. So, pansin nyo, ako napansin ko, iba yung tsura nyo. I mean, mga beautiful person kayo, beautiful soul kayo, pero may ibang aura. Well, now, since nag-start tayo ng meditation, you will feel it sa sarili mo. Sa mararamdaman ng tao sa paligid mo yun. Parang may iba. Iba yung vibe. Diba? Lalo na pag nakakita ka, like, sabi ko nga, yung saintly person, like, my spiritual master has been a monk for almost 50 years na. Almost 50 years. So, imagine how much spiritual energy yung mararamdaman. Nakausap mo siya or whatsoever. So, that's it. Thank you very much. Wala na bang mahabol? Going once. Going twice. Yan. Oh, may yeah, follow up. Go. Please, Krisha. I can hear you.
Thank
Yan.
you. Thank you for answering. And then also, so that counts, like, I guess when we see ourselves being disillusioned by the material world, that counts also. Like, recognizing it counts. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. And like, I'm happy enough that you nodded. Thank you.
Yes. That's why we want to chant and we want to study. That's the service. Kasi you're not just serving yourself actually. You're serving Krishna. Diba, never ka magkasolo sa buhay mo. Kasi kasama mo si Krishna palagi as a super soul. Siya nga yung ultimate best friend. How? Diba siya yung super soul and ikaw yung soul. Kahit anong body yung kunin mo, kasama ka niya. Siyasamahan ka niya. Yung best friend mo this lifetime, next life, baka hindi na. Pero siya, kahit mapunta ka pa sa worm, sa most abominable places, diba, may ganun eh, diba? May living entity na sa ganun. Si Krishna kasama pa rin yung soul na yun. So, chanting is serving Krishna. And also, it purifies us. So, that's the super soul. We will discuss about super soul. Si Krishna is the greatest. He could expand himself more than a yogi. He could expand himself unlimitedly. So, we want to know Krishna's greatness. Ito yung ginagawa natin ngayon. Gaano ka-great si Krishna? Yung supreme, kaya siya supreme. So, we will learn how yung sweetness ni Krishna, gaano siya ka-sweet. Kasi relationship nga bhakti nga. So, it's a process. Nasa greatness pa lang tayo, then we will learn yung sweetness niya as we move forward. Kaya bhakti, the yoga of love. Sabi ni Milka Kishori, Mataji just sent this Srimad Bhagavatam SB quote from another GC. A grain of devotion is more valuable than tons of faithlessness. Of course. Because that's a start. So, paano mag-start yon? You chant. Every beat, every syllable. And we must meditate, hearing every syllable. Yan, that's the grain of faith. We start the faith, paano nag-start yung faith? Di-discuss din ni Krishna to. Kaya hindi siya blind faith. Paano nag-start yung faith? By hearing. Then from faith, it will develop hanggang ma-develop yung love. It's not sentimental. Di ba nakita nyo ba, naging sentimental ba tayo? We want to find answers and intelligently palagi, di ba? Hindi tayo, oh, I love you, Krishna. Hindi lang ganun eh. We want to be like that. Pero, alam mo yun, with great depth. Yan. The past few weeks, I've been so surprised by life and people around me. Parang I got more why today. Exactly. And now, you will see things differently. Kala nyo walang changes. Kala nyo lang yun. Pero you will see things differently. And minsan, may challenges din lalo. Ba't ganun? Kapag nagka-practice ako ng spirituality, mas maraming mahirap sa paligid. Yeah. Totoo yun. Because that's the role, di ba? Si material nature, si Maya, that's the role to test us. Naku-connected agad natin. That's the role. He will test us. Seryoso ka na ba dyan? Parang previous lifetime, di ka naman seryoso. Millions of lifetime. Ngayon, seryoso ka. Her role is to test. And para mas maging strong pa yung pag-hold natin sa practice. Yes, good luck to my patience. So we must learn how to be patient, tolerant. So kaya nga parang ocean, kahit maraming desire na pumapasok, relax ka lang. Diba? Daming problema pumapasok, ocean ka lang, surf ka lang, di ba? Yung mga surfer. Sakay ka lang sa alon. Diba? So hindi ka pa kailangan magpa-apekto. Yung ocean ba ganon? Diba? May bagyo, apektado ba siya? May alon-alon lang dyan, no? Pakialam siya sa'yo. Ocean pa rin siya eh. No, gets nyo? Ang dami pa nakadepend sa kanya, ang daming living entity sa ocean, no? Ocean pa rin siya. So, we must be like an ocean. I believe nasa chapter 7 yun. Pag nahanap nyo, sabihin nyo sa akin. Isang verse yun sinabi ni Krishna. So, just like an ocean, many rivers of desire. So, marami tayong desire. Ano yung mga desire na yon? Hindi lang naman mga money, di ba? Lahat ng gusto mo bilhin. That's your desire. Lahat ng gusto mo marating. Lahat ng gusto mong gawin. So, those are desires. Minsan, hindi naman kailangan. Diba? Parang pag nag-shopping, diba? I'm gonna buy the things that I don't need. Pagkabili mo masaya, kapag uwi, andun lang naman. Diba? Kaya wag mo i-check out, add to cart ka lang. So, yun lang. I don't want to get much more of your time kasi magkikita tayo bukas. Sino yung nakapag-chant na sa inyo today? Okay, very good. So, please, si JP sa si PY, continue to do so. Si Marie, if you haven't, you still have time tonight. Maraming salamat. And if you want to join the Japa session or chanting session, 5:30 to 7, yung iba nag-join, nakikita ko sila Keiko, sila Mau. Yan. You can log in or log out anytime. Minsan naka-on or naka-off camera ako. Or tomorrow, baka sa temple. Dun yung video. You have a question, Keiko?
No, Bravo. I just want to encourage everybody to try it, just at least once. It's a great experience. Like hearing the recording, I'm like, dude, where am I? Because of course, it's very early, so you get lost in the middle of everything. But hearing the recording allows you to feel that you are not alone. You're not chanting alone, whether you have your camera on or not. You are with the community who is loving and who have the same passion and who are walking the path with you. So, yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you. Napakaganda nun. Yan, iba yung ano. Mabilis daw yun. You don't have to chant same as Srila Prabhupada's recording. You can chant your own. You can chant your own. Kasi nakakabulol minsan, di ba? Depende there's no rules, fast and hard rules sa chanting. As long as yung ibang sobrang bilis, hindi nabubulol ka, chant slowly. Yung iba kasi sobrang bagal, inaantok sila. Gumagano'n sila mag-chant. O nabibitawan yung beats nila. So whatever pacing na makuha mo na sweet spot sa'yo, that's for you. us, we are chanting 16 rounds. That 1.5 hours. It's exacto sa ganong pacing. 16 rounds yun sa amin. You can chant, kasi ako, mas gusto ko mas focus. Diba? Yung iba ganon, depende sa'yo. So, may uniqueness ng spirituality, hindi yung one size fits all. So, yes, thank you very much, Keiko. Yan, makikita mo rin iba-ibang Bhakti yogis yung nag-a-attend, di ba? Tapos aalis na sila kasi may work na. Some are chanting 1 round, 2 rounds, or the rest. Minsan naabot pa sila dun sa 7 to 8 class. Or yung podcast na yon. So, meron din nun 5 times a week if you want to join. A deeper yoga philosophy. More on stories and much more informal. Walang keynotes. Pero, yeah, you will see and meet other Bhakti Yogi sa community. Yan, sila Stan palagi nandun. Thank you very much, everyone. Please have a good night. I wish and meditate that you don't dream of nothingness. May you dream of Radha and Krishna. Good night, everyone. Krishna dreams. Bye.